Hello everyone. Let's today talk about HSRP, how it works and how to configure HSRP. HSRP, as you know, is a Cisco proprietary protocol, and it creates a virtual gateway IP address between two or more routers, and its redundancy. Redundancy is very important in our network because if anything happen in our network and maybe any router fails, we can find another devices and another network devices and another router to take our responsibility. For example, HSRP help us to take our responsibility about give default gateway and represent default gateway address to devices in this network. And in this packet tertiary activity and assignment, you will configure Cisco HSRP, which is in an FHRP, as you know. We have three objectives here. Objectives are configure HSRP active router and also a standby router. And we can verify HSRP operation in the final step. And also it's a good idea and advice to read background and scenario. Verify connectivity first, instructions, and in step one, we should trace routes access to web server from PCA and also from PCB. If you can see trace the path, it means you should use trace routes command here and trace route destination. Which devices are on the path from PCA to web server? As you can see here from PCA, the first device is here, R1. You can see here, this is the IP address of this interface, G01. We have also 10.1.1.2, G00 under R2, and also we have 10.100.102. It means iNet, and I mean it's internet. It's the router in the internet in the cloud, but I cannot see it because it's hidden. And we should also repeat this process about PCB, and also you can see PCB go to web server from first 1.3. Yes, what is this? Which devices are on the path from PCB to web server? First, this is 192.168.1.3. This is R3G00, this here, and this is IP address, this interface. And we have 10.1.1.2 here, R2G00, and also we have 10.100.102. This is iNet in this cloud, and also get and reach out destination web server here. And in step 3, observe the network behavior when R3 becomes unavailable. We want to break network and break a connection between PCB and R3. Select the delete tool from the packet tracer toolbar and delete the link between R3 and S3. This is this one, and we cannot. Yes, try again because I should click on here. and click on delete again. Yes, and click on escape. Yes. Open a command prompt on PCB. Yes. Execute the tracers or trace routes command with the web server as destination. Oh, it's a clear we cannot get access because we don't have any connection between PCB, but maybe use the other section here. Was yes, we should wait. Yes, we cannot. We cannot determine the path to web server because the path has broken. But we have also other paths here. You can see PCB, S3, S1, and R1. But it's impossible now. We should find out what will be happened and what can we configure this path. Okay, click on the connection icon. Click on the connection icon in the lower corner of the PT window here, I mean. Yes. Locate and select copper straight. This is if you move on the cable here, you can see copper straight here. In the palette of connection, click on S3 and select G02 and click on G003 in R3 and click on fast forward to it will be green also. After the link lights on the connection are both green, test the connection by pinging the web server. The ping will be successful, yes. It's clear, yes. Obviously, yeah, they can ping each other. But it's a vulnerability in our system. Cisco want to show us because it's this link will be failed, for example, but what will be happen? PCB cannot get access to web server after that. In this situation, we need to have HSRP and redundancy. Configure HSRP redundancy, active and standby router, and which one is active, which one is standby. Configure HSRP on R1. Yes, we should go to R1 here and in global mode, configure terminal. Configure HSRP on the G01 LAN interface of R1. Interface G01. Specify the HSRP protocol version number. The most recent version is version 2. Yeah, this is also obviously clear. Standby version 1 only support IP version 4. In this situation, we can use version 2 to support IP version 4 and 6, maybe also use IP version 6 in the future. Configure IP address of the virtual default gateway. Now we should configure virtual default gateway. Okay, this address must be configured on any host that require the services of the default gateway. It replaces the physical interface address of the router that has been previously configured on the host. Multiple instances of HSRP can be configured on a router. You must specify HSRP group number to identify the virtual interface between routers in a HSRP group. This number must be consistent between the router in the group. The group number for this configuration is 1. We should create HSRP group and assign virtual IP. Simple. we should say here, this is standby. What is the group number? The group number is 1 here, as you can see, but it should be same for 2 router. And after that, IP, word, and what is your virtual IP address? This is virtual IP address. This is not right. This is not a real IP address. Yes, and you can see here also command. And also, we want to preempt router 1 as the active router. Default priority is 100. As you can see, default value is 100 or priority is 100. If you choose any priority over 100, right? For example, 120, 130, 150, it means R1 will be active router. R1 will become the active router and is manipulation of priority to get the mole and to choose any router as active router. And in this situation, you can write here standby group 1 priority should be 150. R1 will operate as the active router right now, and traffic from the 2 lanes will use it as a default gateway. It's desirable that the active router resume that role when it becomes available again. Configure it to preempt the service of the standby router. The active router will take over the gateway role when it becomes operation again. And also we can write here, what is the command? The command preempt allows the router to become the active router when its priority is higher. And say preempt, it means like a repeat election and like a please help me to use router 1 as active router and the primary router is like a re-election and preempt. And what will the HSRP priority of R3 be when it's added to HSRP group 1? Um, as you can see, the default value is 100 and the result and the answer of this question is 100 because it's default value. It's very simple. And also we should configure HSRP on R3 as a standby. We can see R1 is our active and R3 should be our standby. Yes. Configure the R3 interface that is connected to LAN 2. Yes. And repeat only step 1B and 1C above. What is 1C and 1B? Which interface that connected to LAN 2? Yes, we should find out. It was preference, and you can see here, but we cannot. It was, I mean, this, it was G0. Yes, here. And again, this is G00. Yes. interface G00. And you should repeat only a step 1B and 1C here. What is a step 1B and 1C here? Step 1B, a standby version 2, we should use it. Yes. And also we should use 1C. This is also our virtual default gateway. Yes. Verify HSRP configuration. You can go to router 1 here and show standby. Yes, show standby. You can see a state is active under G01. This is group 1 version 2, and virtual IP address is 192.168.1.254, and MAC address also active, and also virtual MAC address, and hello packet, and next hello, and also priority is 150. But what is the priority here? Priority is in R3, I mean, is 100. This is group 1, version 2. This is interface. This is standby. This is not active. If router 1 will be fail, R3 can be used as active, but it's not right now. Which router is active? Router 1, which is MAC address for virtual. This is MAC address for virtual IP address. This is 000.0C9F.F001, as you can see. What is the IP address and priority of the standby router? This is standby router, and IP address. This is for active router, but we can get this information from here. A standby router is 192.168.1.3. And what is the priority? The priority is here, is 100 for standby, okay? Standby router, and R3 is standby router. Use the show standby also brief command on R1 and R3. Show standby brief here to view an HSRP status summary. Sample output is shown below. Yes, you can see here, this is G00 and group 1. This is a summary, and this is like a report, and virtual IP, what is virtual IP, what is active router, active router it's referred to router 1, and also in router 1. You can also here show standby summary here. Show standby brief, excuse me. We don't have any summary here. Also, we have only gigabits and brief. You can use brief here, and also you can get and gather information about which interface is active, which group, which priority, and is active, and what is a standby, and this is standby, and this is virtual IP. Change the default gateway address for PCA, PCC, S1, and S3 also. Yes. It should be this is for PCA. Yes. And this is for PCB. Yes. And also in R1 and S3, as you can see here, show IP interface brief, configure terminal, and interface VLAN 1, no IP address, excuse me, it should be do show run here, do show run here, and we have IP default gateway here, IP default gateway. First you should write here no, and it's better first we delete this one, and after that right here IP default gateway should be this virtual default gateway. Yes, and same process also for S3. Enable show run and configure terminal, and right here no IP default gateway, and IP default gateway should be this virtual, and it's same for both of them. Yes. Mm-hmm. It was there. Um, I was there here. What is the yes, we have also done it. Verify the new setting. Issue a ping from PCA to PC and PCC to web server. Okay, we can go here and write again, and you can see it's same process, and it's successful also for PCB also. This is same. But we don't have any PCC here, but it's right. It's here PCC, but it's not right. Okay, this is PCB. Observe HSRP operation make the active router become unavailable. Open the command prompt and PCB and enter the command trace routes here. Does the path differ from the path used before HSRP was configured? Was it same? No, it's not same because as you can see here, first we can use 192.168.1.1. It means PCB go to R1. This is this one, this interface G01, and cannot use R3 because R3 is not active. Is a standby router here. Yes, but trace route is okay. And break the link to R1. Yes, click on here and delete, and here Yes, and skip. Immediately return to PCB and execute here. Trace route again. And you can see we cannot get access right now, but after that, yes, HSRP works for us right now. This is function of HSRP. It's R1 was active, but after that, this link will be failed and will be broken. Yes, as you can see, and we have deleted. PCB can get access to web server using R3. How can we find out? This is here. This is IP address of R3 here, 192.168.1.3. And this is the miracle of HSRP. Yes, and how was this trace different from the previous trace? Yes, as you can see, this is difference between first step. Instead of R1, can use R3. HSRP undergoes a process to determine which router should take over when the active router becomes unavailable. It's very, very important to understand. You should read it 2 or 3 times. This process takes time. Once the process is complete, the router 3 standby router becomes active and is used as the default gateway for host on LAN 1 and LAN 2. And also, it's same process for PCA here. As you can see, also PCA, maybe think, and after that, instead of 192, 168.1.1, this interface that not existed anymore can choose this path and this interface. Reconnect R1 to S1 with a copper straight cable again, G02 to G01. Execute from PCB again to see full path. And what path is used to reach the web server? At first, as you can see, the trace fails. You can see request time. Click on fast forward. Eventually, you can get access to this web server and come back again R1 as active, and PCB go to S3, S1, R1, because R1 come back to be active again and become an active router and come to service again. And if the preempt command was not configured for HSRP group on 111, would the result have been the same? No. R1 would not become the gateway again. The path through R3 would continue to be used. Yes, here. Because as you can see here, show standby and priority is 150 and R1 as a active here. Thank you for watching, friends, and have a nice day.